Let me speak to my sisters, Black women, for a moment. Who has ever been told, you are such a team player? Or you're so called for this work? You are the one they call when someone quits, when the event falls apart, when the ministry needs saving. You're the one who stays late, fills the gaps, prays through the night. People tell you your sacrifice is beautiful, that God is pleased. The mission needs you. And yet, if you're honest, something in your body is telling you that it's breaking down. You're exhausted, maybe even resentful, maybe even quietly angry at yourself or God. But when you even think about saying no, you feel guilty, like you're betraying your calling, your people, and your faith. This conversation is for you, my sisters, because what if the problem is not your faithfulness, but the rooms you've been asked to work and worship in? What if the way we talk about calling and being a team player has been tilted from the very beginning, especially for Black women? Scholar Melissa Harris Perry uses this powerful image of a crooked room. Imagine you walk into a room where the walls are tilted, the floor is slanted, and nothing is squared. If you try to stand upright, you actually look crooked. The only way to appear normal is to lean at the same angle as the room, to conform, to assimilate, to contort. For Black women in America, that's how many of our vocational spaces feel. In churches and nonprofits, standing upright might look like asking to be paid for what you do, saying no to one more volunteer role, or naming racism and sexism in the name of truth. But in a crooked room, that gets read as selfish, unspiritual, not a team player, or even not really following your calling. So we learn to lean. We learn to overfunction, to be endlessly available, to carry everyone else's load and call it service. We lean until our backs hurt, our faith feels heavy, and can't tell the difference between being faithful to God and being exploited by the systems that were never built with us in mind. I'm Coach Nikki Cates. As a transformation strategist for Black and other women of color, I am all too familiar with this battle of finding our upright in this crooked room. Here's my claim that I want to put on the table. The way calling and servant leadership are taught in many faith-based and mission-driven spaces has been shaped by racism and patriarchy in ways that keep Black women overworking and underprotected. Womanist theologians have been naming this for decades. They show that throughout U.S. history, Black women's bodies, time, and gifts have been treated as an endless resource for white families, for churches, for movements, for governments, for corporations. In that story, a good Black woman is the one who carries everyone else, keeps quiet about her own needs, and finds holiness in her suffering. Psychologists studying the strong Black woman and Superwoman schemas describe how Black women are praised for being unbreakable, self-sacrificing, always in control, and always taking care of others. Melissa Harris Perry pointed out this stereotype, not just the strong Black woman, but the mammy. That praise also, though, comes with a cost. Higher stress, worse health outcomes, and a deep sense that resting or asking for help is a moral failure. Put those pieces together, and you get a dangerous theology of vocation. Black women are told that to be called is to be endlessly available, To serve is to disappear. To be a team player is to absorb harm and never name it. We see that even now, with collectively as Black women stepping out of the causes of others and focusing inward within ourselves, our families, our communities. There is still a call and an expectation for Black women to show up for everyone, absorb the harm, and never name it. And when our spiritual identity and worth are tied to unpaid or underpaid labor, saying no feels like betraying God, the community, and the cause. But womanist theology pushes back and says any theology that destroys Black women's bodies and lives cannot be from God. Period. If the way we talk about calling consistently leads Black women into burnout, poverty, and silence, then it is not the gospel of Jesus Christ. It is a crooked use of sacred language to sanctify the continued exploitation of Black women's bodies, time, and energy. This doesn't mean that service is bad or that vacation is fake. It means our understanding of calling must be accountable to justice, reciprocity, and the survival of Black women, not just to the survival of the institutions. The great news, my sisters, is that we are already waking up to this. Across churches, nonprofits, and workplaces, even on social media, there is a quiet but powerful womanist turn happening. We are unmasking the ways calling has been weaponized against us and choosing a different way to live, believe, and work. While the results of the 2024 election cycle was devastating to the majority of us, the positive silver lining to come out of this truly was the reawakening of Black women to the realities of the crooked room of America, how we are perceived by others, and what should truly matter to us and be worthy of our all. Just as we almost collectively voted in unison, hello 92, we also collectively have had the same inner wisdom to turn our work, energy, time, talents, gifts, and skills inward. We began to seek to unlearn the ways of a society that clearly saw our outputs more worthy than our input. Black women are not an infinite resource. We are not a holy dump site for everyone else's pain and struggle, or the invisible engine of ministry and mission. The church, our organizations, our society must confront the stereotypes, structures, and theologies that keep demanding our silence, demanding our bodies, and their unpaid labor. And also begin building cultures where Black women's limits, leadership, and liberation are honored as sacred and necessary. Black women also deserve to be treated as soft, precious, and valuable. So here's the question. If you recognize these patterns where you serve, how will you begin to change them? And how might the Unmasked framework help you and your organization tell the truth, set new boundaries, and create a different future for us rather than on our backs? And my sisters, a mindset shift is needed where we can unlearn this type of work and service so that we can show up whole, complete, and fully ourselves, hopefully in an institution that will value and honor us as just that.